This is a soup Nazi without the laughter.
We ready to go?
Yes, please, let's go.
We're in the mood for a cheeseburger.
No, we gotta go to the soup place.
What soup place?
There's a soup stand. Kramer's been going there.
He's always raving. I finally got a chance to go there the other day, and I tell you this, you will be stunned.
Stunned by soup?
You can't eat this soup standing up, your knees buckle.
Okay, so he's already being like a Jewy salesman for no reason to his friend.
There's only one caveat. The guy who runs the place is a little temperamental, especially about the ordering procedure. He's secretly referred to as the soup Nazi.
Why? What happens if you don't order right?
He yells and you don't get your soup.
What?
Just follow the ordering procedure and you will be fine.
All right, let's go over that again.
All right.
Oh.
As you walk in the place, move immediately to...
Okay, so this whole story without the laugh track is about people who pathologically can't follow basic rules. They've already called a man a Nazi, which is a very, heated and derogatory word for most people, simply because he has a rule to ordering. And the humor, the alleged humor, but in reality the tragedy, comes from the fact that these four psychopaths, these childless degenerates, literally can't simply order soup without blaming the other person.
Right.
And bear in mind, this is the best soup in the world, and they still can't follow basic directions because, as E. Michael Jones has pointed out, they have a revolutionary spirit. They have to subvert at all times.
The main thing is to keep the line moving.
I said, hold out your money, speak your soup in a loud, clear voice, step to the left and receive.
Right. Very important not to embellish on your order. No extraneous comment. No question. No compliment.
Oh, boy, I'm really scared.
Elaine.
Medium turkey chili.
Medium crab bisque.
This is a look into the worldview of a typical city American Jew. By the way, Israeli Jews are way cooler. You know, their political hierarchy is awful, but this pathology is way more prevalent in American cities with Jews. Okay, so the fact they simply can't try to scam and talk and use wizardry and hold up the line and be selfish, in their mind, they're these drone, subjugated poor victims simply because they have to follow the basic rules of society.
You didn't get any bread. Just forget it. Let it go.
Okay, so this Jew can't let it go.
Excuse me, I think you forgot my bread.
Bread, $2 extra.
$2? But everyone in front of me got free bread.
So at this point, even though he's been told, just buy the soup, he now is asking for bread. When told the amount of money the bread costs, he's now trying to haggle and negotiate his way into free bread with a example that may or may not be true. Because of his diabolical and deceptive nature, there's no way to ever tell if George Costanza is telling the truth or simply trying to get free bread. This is after his friends told him, do not do this. Do not try and get free things. Without the laugh track, this is pathological.
You want bread?
Yes, please.
$3.
By the way, Soup Nazi did exactly right. The only way you can handle this behavior is when someone says, you're an anti-Semite, apologize for making fun of Jews. And you say, yeah, well, the Holocaust didn't happen. It was 9 gay guys on rollerblades. Like, you have to escalate to show dominance or else it will never end.
Nothing for you.
In their mind, these people are all these rigid Nazis. Notice they didn't say Soviets. They said Nazis, the enemy of the Jews, simply because, they were called out on their crimes. And so now, because you can't get free bread, when told this guy is a really good soup guy, it's his establishment, it's his rules, just follow basic rules, don't try and steal. He can't.
I'm thinking of the soup. Good afternoon. 1 large crab bisque to go.
Such a victim for having to follow basic orders. Sorry, I was being sarcastic. He's acting like a victim. He's now acting like a victim because he has to follow basic orders and not try and get free things. Oh, and by the way, when he follows the basic rules, he gets his soup. There's no conflict. Okay, at this point, he has the tickle in his stomach where he pathologically, these people washed Christ's feet and killed Christ. They're in a never-ending, upside-down shame, guilt, then something good, something bad. Dude, it's nonsense. Watching Seinfeld without the laugh track will blow your mind, and how they treat women, constantly degrading, constantly sexualizing and abandoning women that are much, much more attractive than these little rats.
Beautiful. You're pushing your luck, little man.
He's not kicking him out yet. He's just saying, there's a sign on the wall. We refuse the right. We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. Okay?
Sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey there.
Okay, so in comes the cunt, right? Because women are even worse. These type of women are even worse than the normal self-hating bald Jewish guy. They feel like they have to follow absolutely zero rules, right? Because they're women. Like this woman, Elaine, is in her late 30s in this scene. She has no children. She has promiscuous sex with men with power, and she obsessively keeps contraceptives in her closet to keep her womb sterile. And then she uses the fact she's a woman to get free things and humiliate business people. Okay? Watch this.
One mulligatawny and what is that right there? Is that lima bean?
Yes.
Never been a big fan.
Okay, she's already been instructed. She can't do this. This is his establishment. So now she's intentionally making it all about her and her tastes, and she's being critical and selfish, and there's men with suits waiting in line for this woman who has to destroy everything that is good.
You know what? Has anyone ever told you exactly like Al Pacino? You know, Scent of a Woman? Hoo-ah! Hoo-ah!
Given the situation, she's pathological. She's been asked to follow very simple rules, and not only has she broken them with her discussing her preference and lack of preference for lima beans, she's now comparing a stranger who is asking for basic respect to a random movie star who makes weird noises, and now she's just making like the noises of a degenerate homeless person.
Very good. Very good. You know something? Nothing for you.
He's regaining his position, and it's fair. If you do that, you don't get soup. Now get out of here. Wait till you see the end. Wait till you see how these people wrap up the story. And with the laugh track, it's showing you, it's making mass people root for absolute horrible people.
Come back. 1 year.
What did you just say, sister? You're on deck.
You are.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
what is this? You're kissing in my line? Nobody kisses in my line.
I can kiss anywhere I want to.
Someone in the chat just said, how does Owen find anything funny? I'm a huge fan of comedy. This is the most creepy, uncomfortable, tragic display of human disgusting nature without void of any humor. So now this woman who's 6 points more attractive than this poorly dressed, squirrely-faced, non-symmetrical, just hobo character. This woman is now is so lustfully drawn to this man that no woman would just want sexually. There's women that would date and marry him and have sex with him because of his money and power and position, but he is physically unattractive. Like he has even his dressing. He dresses like a early 90s lesbian. It's colorblind, and his haircut, lesbian, his ears, his nose, his demeanor. But for some reason, this blonde Gentile can't keep her hands off him.
You just got yourself a soup.
How dare you? How dare you? We're leaving.
Okay, so now after the woman degraded herself by, sexualizing this disgusting man in public, Jerry chooses 1 cup of soup over the honor of this girl that he has defiled with his penis without any commitment. This man, and this character is in his late 30s, early 40s. Pure selfishness. He's like, you took a risk and you kissed me and we're together and I've had sex with you, but I'm choosing soup over you. Look at this guy.
Do we know you?
So he just betrays that girl. He pretends he doesn't know her. And by the way, that in this moment, that wasn't funny. That girl felt humiliated, heartbroken, betrayed by just a random, borderline homeless Jewish psychopath. Okay, so here comes Kramer, who has at minimum schizophrenia. When your pants are 5 inches too short and your hair is like that and you twitch and shake, and when you open a door, it's just violent, and you always have a scam, you don't have a job, you have no family, you may or may not even live in the apartment building, you steal from your friends, you go by a name that isn't really your name. That's this guy. This guy, if you see on the street, you should not walk past him. He is a threat.
Ciao from your soup. How can I tolerate any less from my customer?
Gazpacho, por favor.
Por favor.
Looks like Spanish.
Adios, muchacho.
See, the soup Nazi is oddly has tons of logos. He's not Jew hating. He doesn't have a group that he holds above any others. Whether or not it's the Mexican or the woman or the Jew or anybody. If you don't follow the rules, you have to go. And that is a person with actual honor and ethic. And watch what these sick fucks do to this guy.
Hello.
Okay, so here enters a truly demonic human being. So this man who has an accent, he's not from this country, brings awesome soup. He has his own establishment. He simply just wants people to follow the rules. And his commitment to order is probably why he's so good at soup. This cunt tried to absolutely dominate and humiliate him. And the fact that he didn't comply, she's about to ruin his entire life, his livelihood, humiliate him, and lead him down a path that could end in suicide.
You think you can get soup? Please, you're wasting everyone's time.
By the way, what you're now witnessing is Jewish cosmopolitans stealing, subverting, taking over someone's business through spying. I'm not kidding. This is nothing I'm saying is even an exaggeration. Watch this scene.
I can make my own soup. 5 cups, chopped porcini mushrooms, half a cup of olive oil, 3 pounds celery.
This is my recipe for wild mushroom.
Yeah, that's right. We got 'em all. Cold cucumbers, corn and crab chowder, mulligatawny. Get through, sweet.
So her greatest joy in the episode is taking his art, his business, all of it, through theft and copyright infringement and business manipulation. And now she feels satisfaction. It's the one time anyone in this show, in this whole episode, feels any sense of joy is when she destroys a man's life simply because he won't submit to her undeserved and irrational tyranny. So she's the Nazi. Watch this scene one more time. It not only is it not comedic, the laugh track makes you root for actual psychopaths who are cruel and mean. And this was all, guys, I fell for this stuff. I thought this was funny when I first saw it. I'm fascinated by wizardry hiding in plain sight. This is the #1 comedy sitcom in history, and it's a show about nothing. It's harmless. It's just observational comedy. This is the 4 sickest people that are sexual degenerates, perverts, manipulators, just thieves. And they also are sadists. As you can see with Elaine here, Because this man wouldn't capitulate to her unearned tyranny, she takes everything he loves. And by the way, the only crime he has is not participating in her nonsense. And that's the first time any character in this entire show shows any joy. Watch this scene one more time. And if you find any comedy in this, you literally should be in prison.
Please, you're wasting everyone's time.
I don't want soup. I can make my own soup. 5 cups chopped porcini mushrooms, half a cup of olive oil, 3 pounds celery.
This is my recipe for wild mushroom.
Yeah, that's right. You got 'em all. Cold cucumbers, corn and crab chowder, mulligatawny.
Mulligatawny.
Get through, soup. No more soup, please.
Yeah, it's just like what they did to the American currency, to the military, to the morale, to schools, to all. It's right there.